how's it going? My name's Alistair Mason. I'm going to discuss Tony Menendez, a whistleblower that is the former Director of Technical Accounting Research and Training at Halliburton and the CFE, and how he reported fraud that he found and basically had a lawsuit and whatnot for whistleblowing, anti-retaliation, and whatnot, and eventually won the suit 9 years later, and how it relates to the IMA's resolution of ethical conduct and Badaracco's 4 steps, which is found in his article, We Don't Need Another Hero. So for starters, again, want to give a little summary of it. Tony Menendez, he's a CFE and, like I said, a former director of technical accounting research and training at Halliburton. Menendez discovered that there was a bill and hold scheme going on within the company where unassembled equipment that was sitting in Halliburton warehouses was being recognized for revenue. After months of research into this and discovering why we are recognizing, or why they are recognizing revenue, he found there is no real reason. Additionally, it should be noted that the company policy follows the SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin 101, which is basically guidelines for revenue recognition. Knowing something was amiss, Menendez took the problem to Mark McCollum, the company's chief accounting officer, and also his direct boss. He reported the problem to McCollum, and other accounting executives and the CAO agreed that with Menendez's findings that there was a problem, but no action was taken because it was a lot of costly work, and also it would be embarrassing for the company to issue a restatement. With nothing being done, Menendez then reported the fraud to the SEC in November 2005. In the following February in 2006, an email was sent out that the SEC would be investigating Menendez's allegations. This email was sent out by executives and basically singled out Menendez to the point that he resigned. Eventually, this SEC did not pursue the case and Halliburton was cleared. However, Menendez brought a whistleblowing claim under the anti-retaliation provision of Sarbanes-Oxley in 2006 and won it eventually, and was awarded $30,000. So taking this case, I want to look and see if Menendez followed the 3 steps of the IMA's resolution to ethical conduct. The first step is that you want to basically report the problem you find to a superior. If that superior you think is involved in the fraud or doesn't agree with you or just ignores you, you go up the chain of command, and or eventually you contact the authorities if something illegal is going on. Looking at this case, Menendez did in fact follow this rule. He contacted McCollum, the CAO. However, it seemed the CAO was either involved or just didn't care enough to pursue this, and so he should have, I feel like, gone in contact further up the chain of command, maybe the CEO or something. However, I feel Menendez did make the correct choice in contacting the SEC because there was a violation in gap, and it was a shame, however, they did not choose to pursue this case. The second step in this resolution is that you want to contact an impartial advisor or an IMA ethics counselor in order to get a better understanding of the courses of actions that can be taken. Menendez didn't reach out to either an impartial advisor or an IMA ethics counselor. However, he did understand what courses of actions he could take and did decide to take one when he did a bunch of research on the topic to understand further revenue recognition. Lastly, the final step is to consult an attorney, which Menendez did. He hired and consulted with his attorney and actually had multiple attorneys throughout the course of his case. However, because of the length and time of the lawsuit, it took a while. He went through many attorneys and eventually chose to represent himself. Moving on to Badaracco's 4 steps of choosing to be a quiet leader, which is found in We Don't Need Another Hero, his article. There's 4 steps, like I said, to being a quiet leader. The first one is putting things off till tomorrow. In this, I believe Menendez followed this perfectly, where he spent months of research on revenue recognition. Instead of jumping the gun on this report and letting the emotions get the best of him, he took his time and looked for a cause why the revenue was getting recorded this way, and then also research revenue recognition itself. Moving on to the second step, which is pick your battles. Menendez followed this second characteristic very well. He picked his battle with the CAO, knowing that was his superior. He wanted to bring this to him. When that didn't work out and they chose to not pursue this, he went to the SEC again, choosing his battle. Each time, he didn't let his emotions get to him. He stayed very level-headed and was going through the correct channels when doing this. The third step, which would be bending the rules and don't break them, for Menedez, it was clear that the company was not only just bending the rules, they were breaking them. They were violating GAAP. And so Menedez wanted to correct this issue and correct the company culture, which was bending the rules. Finally, the final step is finding a compromise, which Menedez very much did. His compromise in this case was leaving the company, giving up his paycheck, any insurance that he got with the company, all his basically safety net he had with the company, so that he did not give up his ethical or moral courage, and it's just instead of staying quiet and letting this happen, he compromised and gave up his position in the company. Thank you.